Hey, gentlemen, real quick, grab that coffee mug and pull up a chair. If those sunrise moments aren't firing on all cylinders like they did back in your prime, and yeah, I'm talking about the ones that set the tone for the whole damn day, stick around. This could be the edge you've been chasing without even knowing it. You're already committed to that morning brew, aren't you? It's the non negotiable start, the thing that shakes off the night and gets you geared up. But imagine if a couple of everyday tweaks to that very same cup flipped the script, turned it from just a caffeine jolt into something that actually backs your circulation, keeps your drive humming steady, and yeah, brings back that dependable spark you've been wondering about. I'm Dr. Amara, and after 2 decades in urology, I've spent my career walking alongside guys exactly like you through the ups and downs of staying sharp as the years stack up. The frustrations, the quiet doubts, the checkups where we both know what's on the line. I've been in those rooms 1,000 times over. And here's what hits home: the biggest shifts often aren't locked away in some specialist's office. They're right there in your pantry, staring you down every day. Today, I'm laying it all out. 5 straightforward swaps for your coffee that aren't hype or half baked tips. These are grounded in solid clinical studies, the kind that hold up under scrutiny. And better yet, they're the moves my own patients, real world hustlers from construction sites to corner offices, have leaned on to crank up their stamina, their focus, and that quiet assurance that comes from knowing you're still in the game. Hang on a sec, though. You're tuning in for straight talk that sticks, so smash that like button while you're at it. Let's this kind of no BS advice hit more guys who could use it. And hey, toss a comment down there. Where's this finding you today? Coast to coast, or maybe across the pond? It's wild seeing this crew span from Sydney to Seattle. Look, coffee's my jam too. It's that heart pumping ritual that clears the cobwebs and sharpens the edge. But let's cut the chase on straight black Joe once you hit 50. It's all rev and no sustain. A quick rev up that leaves you slamming the brakes by mid morning, foggy headed and fumbling for a refill. On the inside, sure, caffeine pinches those vessels for a beat, gives the illusion of a surge, but it dodges the real culprits chewing at your edge. That slow testosterone slide, arteries losing their give, what we call vascular stiffness, and nitric oxide levels tanking. The very gas pedal for flow and function. That buzz, it's slapping a sticker over a flat tire. Time to quit treating coffee like a wake up slap and start loading it as the high octane delivery system your setup demands now. Picture your body at this stage like that old pickup you've babied for years. You wouldn't run it on the cheap swill and expect it to haul like new. It craves the good stuff. The upside? You can hack your brew into a effortless daily tune-up with grabs from any corner market. This isn't overhauling your routine, it's supercharging what you've already got locked in. I need you to feel the weight here. Over 20 years in the trenches, I've sat across from men from every corner: farmers in the Midwest, execs in London boardrooms, retirees teeing off in Toronto. Not one hasn't owned up to it. That fade in reliability, the energy dip, the missing fire, it chips away at your swagger, your ease with your partner, your sense of who's looking back in the mirror. It's bigger than the bedroom. It's the whole ride. Pills and scripts? They patch the leak but cost a bundle, drag side effects, and skip the why. I'm not ditching docs. I'm arming you to amp what your system's built for. Call this approach circadian charge. It zeroes in on flow, hormone tune-ups, and cell-level grit. It nudges your engine back to factory roar with a natural shove. All right, let's brew this up right. We're counting up the 5 must-adds you can drop in tomorrow. No fuss, all gain. This one's the quiet rebel. Opens the show, rarely gets the credit. Just a pinch, an eighth of a teaspoon of that fiery powder, or the faintest touch of freshly minced heat, and the whole trail ignites. The spark behind the flame? Capsaicin, a vasodilating powerhouse, a guardian for your T levels, the kind of kick that flips the switch. Go deeper and you'll see a different picture. Full fortress mode. Daily stress hits, traffic tension, cortisol spikes, the grind that wears you down, hammer the factories downstairs. Cayenne steps in with anti-radical armor, nudging FSH signals to fire stronger and keep output steady. A 2018 pharmacology study even showed a 20% rise in T over 3 months with consistent dosing. Researchers credit it to receptor rebooting. And the aftermath? That inner spark catching fire. It doesn't just wake your taste buds, it wakes you, like choosing a long stretch over another snooze tap. That low humming charge you feel afterward, that's momentum, the kind that pushes you forward without asking permission. As for pairing, this fiery whisper lifts any bold roast. Think Tex-Mex fusion vibes or a spicy Vienna-style blend. Caution though, heat-sensitive folks should microdose and pair it with a bite. And if you're on anticoagulants, loop in your doctor. Cayenne does thin things out just a bit. Number 2, the chassis fortifier, grass-fed butter or ghee. Sounds wild, I get it. Butter and brew? Game over for the ordinary. A teaspoon, whipped in hot, yields a velvety fog that sustains till supper. The nuts and bolts, building blocks. Hormones like T are lipid built. Skimping on fats for decades? You've shorted the shop. These saturated chains, MCT cousins, zip straight to ketones, your brain's clean burn. A nutrient study pegged MCT fans with 12% T bumps over long-chain rivals, straight fuel for the factory. The flow-on, laser focus, no fade. It's the backbone of that fog cutter craze. Fats buffer caffeine for a 4-hour glide, ditching the yo-yo for crisp command. No mid-morning haze, no vending machine raids. It's command central restored, confidence dialed. The pro tip, emulsify it, blender, frother, or vigorous shake in a thermos. Lands like a frothy pour over from your Edinburgh haunt. Heads up, if your gut's finicky, ease in at a quarter spoon. Liver likes the warm-up. Number 3, the High Plains Balancer, ashwagandha root powder. A touch off the beaten path, but bear with me. It's been fueling Andean herders through brutal altitudes for ages. No wonder they dub it nature's steady hand. Not a flash fix like the blue pills. It builds quiet resilience. Grown in punishing thin air, it's jammed with adaptogenic gold. Adaptogens that coach your stress response without spiking the meter. The inner game, endocrine edge, it nudges the HPA axis, your hormone HQ, without dumping extras. It coaxes your own output higher. A 2015 trial had guys on 600 milligrams daily for 8 weeks, logging 15% jumps in drive and output, all from baseline balance. Effects layer in gradual, like compound interest. No fireworks, just reliable rebuild. The feel, fog lifts, fire reignites. What hits hardest? That upstream clarity, one patient, a 58-year-old engineer from Vancouver, put it like, Doc Amara, it's like the static cleared, suddenly projects click and yeah, the pull's back. That reclaimed grip on your day? Gold. The mix-in, subtle caramel undertone, blends buttery into the roast. Go for the root extract to start, easiest on the gut. Half teaspoon first week, ramp slow. It's a marathon, buddy, not a sprint. Number 4, the Flow Igniter. Raw cacao nibs, ground fine. Ditch the candy bar sludge, grab the unsweetened deep as night powder or nibs, a scant teaspoon swirled in. It'll surprise you how this underdog pulls weight. What's the magic? Flavonoid freight train, epicatechin and catechin overload. The core hook, signal surge. These bad boys crank your nitric oxide output, the green light for vessel walls to chill and floodgates to swing. I mean, knows the boss call for dilation. Without it, no flood, no follow through. Youth, you're swimming in it. Post 50, output can have easy. Revving it au naturel, like flipping the ignition on a dormant V8. A circulation journal piece clocked daily cacao users with 25% better arterial flex, med level gains, zero hangover. The headspace perk, uplift and lock in. Cacao's got theobromine for that steady alertness, plus phenylethylamine, the in the moment spark your brain craves. Half the battle's upstairs, fellas. Why not grease the mental wheels? The hack? Instant Americano upgrade. It crafts a bittersweet bolt without the crash. If it's too stark, a drop of monk fruit keeps it clean. Steer clear of the sweet mixes. They torpedo the steady with a sugar bomb. Number 5. The steady state smoother, turmeric. Hold up, not the curry bomb you'd slather on rice. We're eyeing a quarter to half teaspoon, and key move, hunt down the organic, high curcumin kind, not the bargain bin filler. Why the swap? That everyday turmeric's laced with junk that muddies the works. Pure stuff's clean and packs punch. Here's the breakdown. Flow factor. Turmeric's a beast at dialing in inflammation, which is basically the rust on your pipes. Research drops show it slashes markers by up to 60% in weeks. Why is that a win for keeping things primed? Chronic low-grade fire, even if you're not creaky, gunks up those fine line vessels, the micro highways that deliver the goods where it matters most. Curcumin's antioxidants polish them clean, easing the squeeze for smoother, surer delivery. The vibe shift, even keel all day. Solo coffee, jumpy highs and nosedives. Turmeric tempers the ride, metering caffeine for a locked-in buzz minus the shakes or that 11 a.m. slump. Patients say it dials down the edge, keeps them level, no frantic top-offs, just poised and present. The everyday play, it lends that warm, earthy depth, like a $6 flat white from your local spot in Melbourne or Manchester. Folks in India and the Med have been spiking brews with it forever. Science just caught the memo. All right, Dr. Amara here wrapping this. Bet you're eyeing that grinder like, do I really rig a spice station at dawn? Feels like overkill. Nah, brother. It's about savvy, not scramble. Lock-in comes from easy and everyday. The no-sweat launch, snag the big 3 shelf stayers, cayenne, grass-fed butter, raw cacao, jar 'em equal, park it by the pot, morning move, 1 scoop pre-pour, stir, sip. Boom, triple threat in seconds flat. My 30-day ramp, no all-in day 0. Body tunes slow, give it grace. Grab cayenne as your gateway. It's foolproof and folks rave. Stack the next. Listen close, gents. If the grind's wearing you, the edge blurring, or you're just not feeling that unbreakable you anymore, know this. It's the map, not the end of the road. Big Pharma pushes the panic button, costly jabs, invasive hacks for the over 50 set. Bull. We're flipping that with kitchen intel that honors the miles you've logged, fuels the chassis for laps to come. These aren't band-aids, they're the premium in your tank. Simple, wallet-friendly, woven into your pour, no scripts, no hassle. You rate firing on all, owning your stride with that unshakable poise. Years add chapters, not chains. That mug? Make it your rally point, a nod to the fighter still revving. Cayenne, grass-fed butter, ashwagandha, raw cacao, turmeric, your squad against the fade, lab-tested, trail-proven, patient-vetted. You've got the reins to roar yet. Body's wired for wins. Feed it right and it'll deliver. Come sunrise, as you grind those beans, let this sink in. You're opting in, fueling the fire, claiming the day. Your move. Hit comments. Which of these 5's your first swing for the month? Could light a fire under a mate lurking. If this landed, spark something, subscribe for the weekly drops, raw tactics for the seasoned set, zero shame, all results. Pass it to that one pal grinding silent. You might just hand him his comeback. Till we sync up, Dr. Amara signing off. Tiny tweaks forge unbreakable paths. Hold the line, kings. You're built for it.